welcome to the first ever Merionite podcast. We're thinking about the Merionite overtime or
BullTalk.
Yeah, so let us know what you think. The name is still up in the air. But yeah, we're excited to be here. I'm joined on my left, your right, by Victoria, our current news editor, and on my right, Jonathan Zhu, an opinions editor, and my name's Elliot, and I'm an editor-in-chief of the Merionite.
And a billionaire.
Yeah, that was my senior superlative.
Go ahead, Elliot.
Yeah,
Start off with
so
our first topic, going back to school fully in person.
the talk on the street is in 2 weeks we'll be going back. 4 days a week, everyone in the building.
You hope 4 days. That's
Yeah.
maybe.
They say could be 5 days, which would be a shame because we're recording this on a Friday and we don't have school and it's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have really annoying parents, get them to send an email to the people who live upstairs and tell them to send an email, complain so that they don't take away our Friday.
Yeah, and I noticed in my gov class they added a lot more desks. There are 28 now, reducing the spacing to 3 feet.
I love how the coronavirus knows to stop at 3 feet now. I think that's
Right.
my favorite part.
It's amazing. Right?
I think before, it was 6 feet, but now they're stopping. It's stopping.
Yeah.
So let's
It's
pretend,
learning and it's adapting.
Yeah.
I love that.
Let's pretend that's 6 feet, and let me just let's just measure Elliot's anxiety levels. See, he's already
He's already
fidgeting.
inching away. Look at him.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, I read the CDC guidelines, so I know when he's too close, and that's 6 feet apart, not 3 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should just get it direct from Dr. Fauci, who says that 16 feet is optimum. So as long as me and Victoria, that's the what we should be going for.
Yeah,
So.
picture this, you're in class,
I know, right?
and there's the same amount of people as there were in February 2020. All right.
Yeah. I mean,
You
I
do
think let's
You
do.
do.
I think the example teacher should actually be Mrs. Cook, because just look at the desks before we
Yeah.
messed it all up.
2 people in a class max.
Exactly. See, yeah, that was pro. But
Jumping back to Dr. Fauci, I know Jonathan reached out to Dr. Fauci to get an interview on our new podcast.
I actually
Marionette
did.
overtime or BullTalk.
But
Still
he
deciding.
rejected, I hear.
Okay, he didn't reject. His deputy said he was occupied talking to some Fox News host. So not my fault.
Yeah, there you have it.
Wow.
Fox News is more important than the Marionite's podcast.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Brand new podcast too.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely have potential.
Without a name.
Should we mention our guest over here?
Oh my gosh. This is Bob the Bear. That's all I have to say.
He's an adopted child, who was, in poverty. He was on the street. I took him into my wing, under my wing, and I was caring for him. And then I received death threats for that poor little bear from someone in
Yeah, I
this
don't know
room.
who.
And it's, I can't seem to
I
find
don't
that
know
person.
who. I was trying to crochet a little hat for Bob. I wonder who would try to kill him other than Jonathan himself.
I wonder who sent me a TikTok that literally had a stuffed animal being thrown down 10 flights of stairs,
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
now we're fostering Bob the Bear, and
Yeah.
we're happy he's here.
Mm-hmm.
And we love him.
We do. So jumping back to going back to school full in person, I'm here in 2-hour lunches.
Broken into 4 30-minute sections.
Mm-hmm. Instead of the 3 30-minute sections that we have now. Yeah. And lunch and learn, gone. I don't know if that was clear, but it's been gone, guys.
So are we having 2 30-minute breaks instead of 1 30-minute break? So that's kind of like lunch and learn, but not really.
I don't know, I'm here in
I don't
one
know.
30-minute lunch, and then you have class for an hour and a half.
Oh, that's oppressive.
Yeah, it really is.
What about the 10-minute breaks? Are we going back to 5 or?
I haven't heard about that.
I think we're gonna keep the 10-minute breaks because there's virtual students that are, still at home and they prefer the 10-minute breaks, so we're gonna keep them.
So
That's
I
what
have
think.
not actually been in school for class, but for you, at least you, Victoria.
Yeah, I'm the only one in here who's in hybrid actively. I think both Elliot and Jonathan are in, what is it, virtual, fully LMSU at home?
LMSD at home, yeah. I went
So-
to school 3 days for hybrid in
Mhm.
person in October, and I just couldn't take it. Right now, this mask is killing me, and
Wait, so the
Anyway.
10-minute breaks. So you're just are you do you just go to your new class?
So let me tell you what happens in
Yeah.
my daily
Okay.
schedule. So, I have chemistry, which is a double. Usually we either A, take a break, or B, during that 10-minute break, I'm sweating doing lab. That's besides the point. For a normal class, I finish on time, and then I get to my other class because I'm used to sort of rushing. I'm used to rushing and getting to class in 2 minutes, but then I sit down and I kind of just sit for like 10 minutes. I talk to my teacher. I think it's actually honestly pretty positive because then I get to like know my teacher more.
Especially when you
Yeah.
sit like front and center, but yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
do
another
sit front and
topic.
center. I have very bad eyesight if you guys didn't know, so I have to sit front and center in pretty much every single one of my
And to like,
classes.
like separate people, but like that's another topic for another
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think another reason we're moving fully back in person is because teachers are finally getting vaccinated. And I know by March 12th.
Oh yeah, we know our own Mr. Hannaberry was vaccinated.
Right,
Mhm.
and I know by March 12th, all teachers in Pennsylvania will be vaccinated with the new Johnson & Johnson shot, the one shot that'll be rolled out. So that's exciting, and that's probably a reason we're going fully back in person. But in my mind, I find that a little concerning because personally, my parents haven't been vaccinated. I know a lot of parents haven't been
I have.
vaccinated. Yeah, so there we have it. But
And also with the now, like the restriction, like the reduction to 3 feet, that's a
Mhm.
little bit concerning.
right, so if it starts spreading to students and then to parents, that could be a real risk. I know teachers are safe, but a lot of our parents aren't.
Here's my question though. Do you think that having like just like student gatherings like for clubs, sports, or just like hanging out is more dangerous? Like is responsible for more of the transmissions, or is it just in class?
I definitely think hanging out outside of school probably transmits more. I know one of my friends, his brother, transmitted it over President's Day weekend
Oof.
outside of school. So I definitely think there's more outside of school transmission. But at the same time, if we're sending back, I don't know, let's say over 1,000 kids in one building, I don't even know if that goes by PA's guidelines on how many people
It's
can
definitely
be.
not safe.
Yeah,
That's all
right.
I can say. It's definitely not safe.
It seems
Well-
like we're violating some CDC guidelines here.
We can expect a lot of people, like for example, like I'm considering it, but we can expect a lot of people to just stay at home. So it's not like the full like 1,500 kids coming back, but it still is pretty concerning. Yeah. So
Yeah, especially since we've already been doing hybrid for so long. I think the best decision would have just been to ride out hybrid until the end of this year, and then perhaps go back to the schedule that they want maybe next year.
And I know there's a good chance we'll go back fully virtual if there's an outbreak at school, which I really like the virtual schedule.
Which there have been, and
Yeah.
like, was it the hockey team, the basketball team?
Yeah, the basketball team actually, I know maybe 2 weeks ago, 1 or 2 students there got COVID, and they had to miss the entire playoff run. They were X'd out of that.
Yeah,
And
that
they-
sucks.
Oof.
And the JV team stepped in to play the varsity games, and I don't think that went so well.
Yeah, I think that like there was like all of them got like tested like at least twice. I know I have a classmate in like one of my classes who like went to the like city to get tested for like one of his like each one of them got tested twice. And will they be back or no?
I think they played last night. They had a big win over Plymouth Whitemarsh. I think they doubled their score, and which was a big deal, but unfortunately they're out of the playoffs, so
Oh, that's
Mm.
darn.
not sure how much the games matter. And I know the next game for the basketball team is senior night, which is exciting for the seniors.
Nice. Yeah.
What are clubs doing right now? Do we know?
So I think at
Let's
least
talk a little bit about the Merionite, what the
yeah,
Merionite
let's,
is.
let's talk.
So obviously Merionite overtime, BullTalk, whatever. We're still choosing. Okay, guys. So I think for Merionite, usually what we do is we would have these tables. We're in the Merionite room right now. I haven't been in this room. I mean, if I were not in whatever challenge, doesn't matter. I wouldn't have been in this room for a year, probably more. Thoughts on that?
I think yeah, like just look at the setup of this room. If you guys have ever been in this room, you would
Merionite
have
is
noticed
always crowded. It's like
it's
stuffed
like a
with
giant
editors.
freaking desk, and then we all crowd around together. We know like Elliot sometimes huddles here with the ball. We know we have the good copy editors here.
Yeah, me and Jonathan used to sit right here in
Yeah.
these seats last year.
And then we had no op-ed editors there, but like we had like a whole squad here, and then
A&E and then sports in the back. It was
Yeah.
crammed with editors. Now we can't do
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not doing that. We do all of our layout virtually. Over Zoom, which has definitely been fun. Breakout rooms, room hopping. We
Yeah.
definitely have fun with that.
It's hard to imagine 35 editors in this small room last year.
35 editors.
Just
How
a
do you
year
know that?
ago.
Oh, my God.
I think it was March 12th last year, right when we got out.
Right.
We all packed in here and we're like, no school. And then I think Mr. Hannaberry started sanitizing the tables all of a sudden, and we were like,
We were definitely a little worried.
Yeah.
Definitely a little worried.
and we thought it was a 2-week spring break vacation.
That was hilarious. Don't you remember? I remember one of my teachers said, well, have a good summer break. I was like, oh, you're crazy.
Yeah.
I remember that
These
day.
wasn't crazy,
Yeah.
guys.
I was actually with Elliot that day, and it was like like they said that it's gonna be like a half day because of like someone got COVID. And I remember just running down to the cafeteria and just raiding it, just getting like hamburgers, hot dogs, everything.
I think that was just a you experience, Jonathan. I didn't do that.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of people with me. So yeah, speaking of like clubs in general, I know most of my clubs have remained online in a virtual experience. I know states for debate is next week, so that's obviously going to be held virtual, and I think they're having their own plans for that through other video conferencing tools. I know sports, though, is a little different. I know throughout the winter, sports like winter track and swimming have been meeting together. Elliot, you want to talk about that?
I actually didn't swim this year. My parents were concerned about my safety, which was a shame because it's my senior season. But yeah, I know Philip back there, he swam. I know
Philip's our producer. Hey,
Yeah,
Phil,
Philip took
come in.
delivery swimming.
Yeah, so Philip's the big swimmer here.
Hello. I
Ew.
like this BullTalk. But yeah, swimming has been certainly an exciting season. No cases. Hopefully that's true. I don't know.
Jonathan is spacing himself.
I don't
I gotta get that 3 feet.
But I just have to say, swimming it went pretty well.
Tell us about
It's
Central Leagues. Like, I want
Central
to hear
Leagues,
that.
we got third in the Central League, which is pretty impressive. Usually every year we get beat by, everyone gets beat by Conestoga by a lot.
Conestoga is amazing.
Yeah.
We love them.
It was a good meet.
We
Yeah,
don't love
we
it.
had a good season. No, I don't think anyone got any COVID, but if there is,
Yeah.
hopefully I don't have.
Definitely responsible.
Hopefully I don't have.
So yeah, like stuff like, it's funny that like the most aerobic sports like swimming, like winter track, have actually been like some of the most active, and I think it's like really due to the precautions taken by the coaches. I know at least for winter track you have optional practices, you have like people coming in doing like the warm-up miles in masks, so that's good practice. I can't speak for any of the other sports, but like I know that as you said, basketball had to be quarantined for a bit, but like hopefully we can, as we approach the spring season, we can see more sports teams coming back to a sense of normalcy, but still with a lot of safety guidelines.
Yeah,
in place.
especially the fall season. I feel like it was so much easier to stay separated because most of the sports are obviously outside.
Right.
So hopefully we can, do the same thing in the spring.
Right. Focusing on some more of our technical clubs like TSA, which John and I are a part of. It's a shame because both the state and national competition, the national competition, which is in July, has already been moved to virtual, which is a bummer for me. I've been in TSA for 7 years.
Not to mention as 2-time state officer, including a president this year.
Yeah, so I mean, it hurts because this was my last year and I was hoping to, have fun and celebrate it, but we'll do it online.
Elliot was hoping to have that, every time we have like a senior night, like where he gets up and sings his favorite song to the crowd.
Yeah.
He was really wishing for that, but he, hopefully we'll have a Zoom session for that. But yeah.
You can do it on Zoom.
Yeah. So I know that, as I said before, debate is going to be virtual for states, and we as a club, we just come together for weekly meetings. We sort of like divide into our own subgroups. We we do research together, and we write up contentions together. So I know that's going pretty consistently according to plan, despite the fact that we're all virtual. So yeah. Any other clubs?
What's
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Promise. What is it on the track this year? On the turf?
No, don't worry. They ruled out
Outside.
Arnold Field. It sounds like it might be in the courtyard if there are
Ooh.
under 200 people who attend.
Okay.
Or-
the courtyard is
or-
definitely a tight space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's nicer than the second alternative, which is
The rooftop?
the Kobe lot.
Ooh.
I would actually prefer the Kobe
Okay.
lot. That's
There you have it.
more space. You have
Well, why not the football field?
Yeah.
I think it's too far for parking, bathrooms.
I don't
Vendors.
think it is.
Yeah, there's like a
there
parking
are
lot right there.
bathrooms right under the
Porta
stands.
potties.
I don't know. The administration was pretty adamant about having it in the Kobe lot
The
or
big guys at the
courtyard.
top,
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah,
that's okay.
I'm on that committee, and it sounds like it's gonna be outside with a rain date, which is interesting.
Ooh.
Elliot, can I ask a personal question?
Uh,
Who's your prom date?
you see, I don't really know right now. I got 2 months,
He's figuring
Okay.
it out.
so I'm figuring it out.
It's definitely a work in progress, guys.
Oh yes. All right. Well, you'll be sure to keep us posted here at the
Yeah,
Bull Talk. 'Cause
well,
we love
actually-
talking Bull Talk. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on from there. Any other clubs? I've heard that Players has some in-person stuff. Like
Oh.
the other day, I was just walking around the building pointlessly, just thinking about life, and I saw a bunch of Players kids. So I think that's they may not have been fully socially distanced, but it's good to see that
But,
they're at least somewhat
wait,
back.
are they doing a play? Are they performing?
I don't know.
It sounds
Because
like
I
it-
did see, I was in Miss Minecci's room. Love you, Miss Minecci. Shout out. I saw her. She's unfortunately in the costume closet because she has been confined to the costume closet due to the fact that there can't be more than one challenge teacher in one room. Because as we know, last year it was Miss Ranson, Miss Johnson, and Miss Benetti all in one room. Now that room is just Miss Johnson's. So now Miss Benetti is in the costume closet.
We have Mrs. Cook now though, which is awesome. So she's awesome.
Love Miss Cook.
We
Shout out
just
to her,
literally
too.
invaded her room and she was like super nice about that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I was saying.
Oh yeah.
As I was saying, you know, I walked into Miss Benetti's room, which is also the costume closet, and I see this like mannequin, this doll with gloves. I'm not here to spoil anything about players. I don't know what they're doing, but I thought it was amazing. There was like this whole like dress made out of like plastic gloves. Are they gonna do something COVID related? Like, are they performing something COVID related? I don't know.
I think they might be if it's it might be a little bit like different from normal years, but yeah, like I guess all we can do is just wait and see. We might actually bring in a special guest next week if you tune in.
Yeah.
To sort of
We definitely will have special. You know what? We should do a form. First of all, for the name.
Yeah.
BullTalk.
Okay.
Marionite overtime. First of all,
Guys,
that form.
if you don't vote for BullTalk, like what are you like?
I mean, now we have to give them the decision. It just looks like we're like actively leaning towards BullTalk.
Okay,
It has to be
overtime is objectively
not
it's,
biased.
it's overtime is like I don't know who came up with that name, but like it's like plagiarism.
It was Elliot.
It was me.
Elliot came up with that.
I don't think it's terrible. I think
I was kind of like
BullTalk. Who came up with BullTalk? Was it Philip just now? I don't
See,
think it was. I feel
our
like I heard
producer
the
is a
name.
genius.
If
Don't listen to this.
I don't
stuff.
know. I think BullTalk has a bad connotation, and I'm not sure if we want to run
That's
it.
the
But
whole
it's
point.
funny.
Yeah, like we're not like innocent people. We're talking about the trash of the trash.
It is. It's funny. I like it, but I think that the school might have something to say about that since
the
we're a school
school.
club.
Yeah, we are a school club.
Yeah, so we recently launched the Bulldog.
Ooh,
spelled
yeah.
DAWG, which is our
Which
satirical
Nobody
section.
reads, so you should go and read it right now.
It's great. It's definitely very funny.
Yeah,
I
so
read
a
all
lot of the
them, and
articles
laughed.
I wrote, Jabal
Genuinely.
wrote, Sydney wrote, were censored by Mr. Stroop. And
You really have to call him out like that, bro. Come on.
I'll call out
Our very
teachers.
own
I won't
Mr.
call out
Stroop?
students.
You can't do that.
Mr. Stroop is a person close to all our hearts as student
Mr.
athletes.
Stroop has been helping us since day one.
Right.
Freshman year,
No,
day
Mr. Stroop
one.
is great, but they had something to say and they had to censor some of our funnier articles. I
Well,
would
that's
say.
okay. The articles that we have up now.
Well, Elliot has a
related to-
funny sense of humor, so you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's.
I personally thought the articles were hilarious. I don't know if I'm at liberty to say what they were about. They were definitely really funny though.
Check it out at the marionette.org.
If you want to write too, it's not only confined to just the editors writing for the Bulldog. It's anyone.
Yeah,
Just
guys.
like the Merionite, it's for anyone.
If
Like,
you think you have a funny sense of humor, which this guy doesn't, then write for it. Actually, no, I'm just joking. He's super funny. If you want to get like a great example of how to like really screw up make a really awesome, funny punny article, that guy's article. But yeah, where were we? The Marionite. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about something else.
We were talking about something totally different, but like that's
Oh, the
good
costume
part.
closet players.
Yes,
No, but
yes.
I think we're done with that.
Yeah.
Were we done with that?
I think we're done. with that.
Yeah, we're done with
Miss
that. Let's move
Benetti?
on. Miss Benetti, she has so one time she came in for our Zoom and she brought in actually a special guest, which she's our inspiration. She's like literally our inspiration. She had like this glass divider, separate. Victoria and Elliot need
Yeah, we
one
need-
glass
we need
divider.
divider.
But
like,
apparently it's 3 feet now. Come on. We knew that the virus only
Oh,
stops
yeah.
at 3 feet.
yeah, I know.
Apparently. Come on.
Especially with the mask,
With
like
the
it
mask,
just-
they
it's
work
just
so
like,
well. It
boom.
just stops.
Yeah, Lower Marion's ahead of the CDC, I think. with that.
Yeah, I agree. I
We're
think
making the call.
we have scientists that are actually know much more, and it just stops.
Just
Picture this: you cough,
Oh yeah,
3 feet, stops.
boom, yeah, just done.
I
Speaking
think
of
that's more for them.
Speaking of masks, you wanna talk about Texas a little bit, just really quick. Let's talk about Texas.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
no more
Texas-
masks.
Yeah.
Next week, no more masks, no more restrictions. There's a statewide completely evisceration of that mask mandate,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is good for the civil libertarians out there.
but not good for the society, is it? You know?
Right, yeah.
Now, Elliot considers him to be a man of moderation,
Yeah.
but
Thoughts on that?
like
Anyone?
the polar ends of this room are a little bit more concerned that
Uh-huh.
just having that release
He's
on
lying?
mask.
First of all, he could very possibly be lying.
All right.
Who,
Well,
me or him?
I
am
completely
talking about
support
it.
a mask mandate. I think there
Mm.
should be one. I'm not sure if it's constitutional. I'm not sure if the federal government has the right to impose that, but I think the states do.
Nobody's talking about the federal government.
So
We're not a political club.
I think a
Or
mask
the school
mandate is good.
newspaper.
It freaks me out when I go into supermarket. I was visiting my grandparents in Hershey over winter break, and there are several
Also,
people.
yeah, especially in Pennsylvania, there's such like
Yeah,
stark
Central
contrast
PA.
between places.
Yeah.
It's like the city, and then if you like drive like an hour inward. it's
Yeah,
like-
right. So it kind of freaks me out when people don't wear masks and I'm wearing a mask. So I think we should keep to
Thoughts
that.
on double masking?
I'm a double masker. I'm not double masking right now. But
I mean, it's a shame that some people have to like really do double. I know friends and even like teachers whose relatives and or parents like even to this point are still like hesitant about wearing masks, and I think it's like people even as early on in the pandemic, people took it as like a thank you, Philip, our lovely producers, taking paparazzi, but
Taking paparazzi.
Oh, that's another idea. A Merionite paparazzi. We go around the school.
we already have a paparazzi, but that pap is not really okay. Nothing. Our Merionite is perfect, but basically,
We're
yeah.
really perfect, guys.
Yeah,
Flawless
so-
in every single way.
So so I know some people are even still hesitant because like it's almost like a political message, but it really isn't. It's like the equivalent of just like getting the vaccine itself. It's not it's protecting not only you but everybody else around you. That's the reason why we're able to do that now.
But they don't have the vaccine, so they can't do that.
Thoughts about students getting the vaccines? Because I heard
Ooh.
Joe Biden said that by like April or May, every adult will be able to get the vaccine. But like children are like a third of the population.
Isn't there something about like children 15 and under, 16 and under not being able to get the
They
vaccine?
can't get it.
Yeah, is that why like the freshmen aren't able to get the vaccine?
I'm
Which is-
17. Huh? He's like 15. So.
Yeah, he is.
Really young.
But I think that's another thing that we need to keep in mind. Why are we bringing all these students back when the whole freshman class can't even get the vaccine to begin with?
Yeah, it's a shame.
I mean, the thing is, once you have the vaccine, you can still spread the virus. You just won't get sick, most likely.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
like at least the good thing is that like for example like I think Dr. Fauci and the CDC said that if there's two people who are vaccinated, they can be closer together and like not wear masks, which just means we're sort of getting to a point where we're touching normalcy. But I think just like we should not follow the examples of certain states or governments that like are saying like, okay, let's like release all restrictions and just have, trust that people will, be guided by their moral senses, which is like, all to the civil libertarians, and I respect them, but like, it's a dangerous move in a pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, now that case counts are going down virtually everywhere, I think we need to kind of continue the social distancing, continue
Right.
the mask mandates,
Right.
maybe until June when they're really curb off. But
Exactly.
people still have the virus out there. People are still dying, even though it's lower. I think we should just continue what we're doing right now to make them lower. Yeah.
Let's talk about Maroon Madness.
Oh,
So yeah, I know it's virtual this year.
really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know much about Maroon Madness,
Yeah,
I'm
neither
not gonna
do I.
lie, but I know Mr. LM, not Mr. LM, Ace's
Amazing Ace.
Amazing Ace.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
For the prom committee leader.
Usually, yeah, because Amazing Ace was a big, perpetrator.
And I
Like,
hear
a
it-
lot of
yeah.
promposals during Amazing Ace.
Ooh.
I definitely saw a lot. So I don't know what people are gonna do now. I
Yeah, I
know.
heard it's canceled.
Yeah, high schoolers need to get creative with these promposals. I haven't seen a single one personally.
I know. I think my friend might be
actively avoid them.
promposing this coming week, but
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not at school, so I probably won't see.
During school?
I have a feeling.
How would that? How?
I really don't know.
Did you not ask him?
I didn't ask for details.
No, you should have.
I just heard it's happening. I should. I'll get back to you guys.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think we're wrapping up our time. This is our first ever Merionite podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Merionite.
this for 25 minutes, guys.
Did you know that Joe Biden bombed Iran?
Okay, and we're actually not talking politics, guys.
Let's speaking of foreign policy, just really quick. We had a
Okay.
very special guest last Friday,
Oh,
Fiona
Fiona
Hill.
Hill.
Fiona Hill.
So first impeachment. Let's not talk. The article's coming, but the first impeachment hearing, she came. She was one of the foremost foreign policy experts on Russia in like the United States. She served under 3 consecutive administrations, and she came to talk to LM about like how students actually should approach division, like especially with so much tensions regarding the elections, how we should as a country really go forward. And she said that yes, Russia's a big threat. Yes, like foreign adversaries meddling in our elections is a big threat, but the bigger problem, she said, was political infighting inside her own country. So it's really, the problem is, us fighting so much, we sort of lose the bigger picture and the fact that there are others who actually seek to exploit and to quote her, to inflame the tensions that are existing. So thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I attended it on Zoom, and it was a powerful discussion. She's a powerful person.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought a lot of her advice in terms of foreign policy, getting along with our neighbors, foreign and abroad, is really important right now,
Especially she was talking about Women's History Month, guys, coming up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So if you want to check out the whole thing, the whole webinar, just go to marionetteorg, go to the opinion section, which is objectively the best section, and then, except for the bulldog. And then you scroll down a little bit, and then
we're also having a news article about her visit.
Oh shoot! I forgot that was in the news. Just like go down to it's somewhere in there. You'll find it. Don't worry.
Yes, his article was actually in the news section, the best section.
Yeah. Let's not bicker about best section because I think they're all the best. I think the Merionite is the best.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think actually
true.
photography is the best. Photography.
Yeah, new photography section. I don't know if you guys know about
Yes.
that. A new podcast. Let's mention that. Yeah. All right. So I think we can wrap it up there. Make sure you follow us.
You gotta smack that thing when you're done.
I'm not done.
Okay.
All right. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Merionite. Follow us on Twitter at The Merionite, I believe. Check out our website, marionetteorg. We're signing off. The Merionite Overtime.
No, it's called BullTalk.
BullTalk.
BullTalk, guys. BullTalk. Like real talk. Real BullTalk.
We'll take a poll on the Instagram. So just follow us at Merionite right now. And we'll release that poll soon. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's great talking with you all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Signing off. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know I'm on the prom planning. Hey everyone, welcome to the